These are my three audience members. Please take a seat. As noted in Dr. John O'Dingey's book called Sweetness Preserved and written in 2005, Crown Candy is an experience that can entertain all ages. Imagine stepping back in time, where an old-time soda fountain still exists, and large collector jars of candy-filled treats. Crown Candy Kitchen opened in 1913 and is in the fourth generation of the family-run business. The atmosphere and delicious variety of food has brought local visitors and local news stations, but also celebrities across the years that have frequently visited St. Louis's Crown Candy Kitchen. These famous people included Babe Ruth, Carol Channing, Bill Murray, and Kathy Griffin. Surrounded by memorabilia on the walls and history of the store that has seen 2 world wars, over 14 presidents, and the right for women to vote, invention of the typewriter, computer, and microwave, still continues to remain a valued part of North St. Louis community. Many of the stories I have heard have generated over the years as I grew, living the dream as a child, who can run through a candy store and grab whatever I wanted. The store was opened by my great-grandfather and today is owned by my father and his brothers. Now that you have had some background of Crown Candy Kitchen, I would like to share how the historical business began. The store is located in North St. Louis on the corner of 14th and St. Louis Avenue in the state of Missouri. Not too far from the Gateway Arch is a very, very good place to visit and go to Crown Candy. The store was opened in 1913 by a Greek immigrant named Harry Karanzev and his good friend Pete Jugaloff, and was preceded by Harry Karanzev's son, George Karanzev, my grandfather, who would have 3 boys that would carry on the tradition. George Karanzev, as a young boy, learned the necessary skills to provide good customer service. His reputation as a friend and a successful businessman helped the business strive over the years. Coca-Cola became one of the trademarks in the store, as the owner soon turned the collection of signs, posters, cups, commemorative bottles, and other museum displayed all over the store as part of Crown's as a history. These immigrants knew that this was a slice of America. Many signature products developed over the years, such as Heavenly Hash, as you see me holding here, hand-dipped chocolate with marshmallows, surrounded by butter-roasted pecans, and today is a still #1 seller. We have reviewed some of the highlights of Crown Candy Kitchen, and now let me share the future hope of the next generation of Crown Candy. The location of Crown Candy has always been an area of concern for the local residents, but development issues could provide the company with continuing success as the 4th generation begins their journey to learn how to run the business. Robert Kelly, a writer for the St. Louis Post-Dispatch, posted an article in 2010 that discusses $35 million development plan. The customers of Crown Candy soon see the surrounding area showing signs of improvement, with 35,000 commercial and residential development over 2.5 acres. A study by the University of St. Louis, Missouri Public Policy Research Center in 2002 provided additional promises that shows a promising future for Crown Candy's location, as Old North St. Louis was renowned a historical place in 1984. This research helps attract outside investments. Soon after his study, a yearly bicycle tour became an event that supported Crown Candy Kitchen. The support given by the community has increased the revenue over $500,000, as stated by Financial Listed in Hoover Incorporated. Now that you have a better understanding of the future development of supporting Crown Candy surrounding areas, I will move on to the products that have enticed millions for Crowns as their stopping point. Many of Crown Candy's dessert chocolates began as signature items, inspired by local customers, the media, and holiday events, such as the box of chocolates here you see in front of me. Ice cream, you can see in the containers beside me, made with 18% butterfat. Heavenly Hash, which I showed you earlier. We're over 120 pounds of bacon were cooked for our BLT, which is named Heartstoppin' BLT. The menu also introduces the Johnny Rabbit Malt, Fire Chief Special, and Lover's Delight. As owner Andy Kranza states, holidays are very busy, and some who choose to avoid long lines now have the ability to order chocolate bunnies online. Like many traditions, the bunnies not only sell over 15,000 pounds of chocolate in the store, a story of the Easter Monkey has sold over 5,000 pounds alone. And all ages enjoy t-shirts that I'm wearing right now. And on the back, we have one that says, "Chicks dig Easter monkeys." Now that I would like to explain other unique facts provided by co-owner Andy Kranza that have made the special place a very good place to visit in St. Louis. Several television stations and media interests have visited the local site in February 2010. Man vs. Food came to Crown Candy Kitchen and attempted our 5 malt challenge, which is 5 malts, 24 ounces. He didn't make it. Many of the chocolate molds that we were using that I told you about before are from the 19th century. You are now familiar with the historical restaurant named Crown Candy Kitchen, whose chocolates, homemade ice creams, and surrounding areas made St. Louis, Old North St. Louis, the place it is today, keeping the people coming, the food flowing, and a lot of people loving just the history that my great-grandfather brought to Crown Candy Kitchen. Thank you, and everybody have a good night.